Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. Do something a little bit different this month, just because I did something a little different this month. So I first started. I got my first subscription to Vinyl Me Please. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Um, and I had the subscription for about 6 months. This is back when they just had the one subscription, and I only liked a few of the albums and ended up substituting them most months, so I went ahead and stopped it. And then I guess it's been. I wonder what. Let me see if it says in here when it was. I guess it's been about a year and a half now. Let's see. March of 2021. So yeah, about a year and a half. March of 2021 was the first month of Vinyl Me Please Country. And the first three albums were Johnny Cash at Folsom, Shotgun Willie, and Sturgill Simpson. All albums I had, but they were promising some pretty nice stuff, and they definitely delivered. Those first three albums all sounded amazing. Really good mastering, really good pressings, tip on jackets. And that tradition's held up for the most part. They've had a couple follies. One being Doug Sam, which is a record nobody wanted and that you can get for $3 online all day long. They did a Sam Hunt album, which again nobody wanted, that you could get for $15 brand new on Amazon. But for the most part, and there's been a couple other albums that while they were, for instance, the Loretta Lynn album. I got the list up of what they released. That's why I'm looking over here. Back to the Country. While it is a super important album, if nothing else for the song "The Pill," again you can get a mint copy of that for under $10. But most of the stuff they've released, the Graham Parsons, the Emmylou Harris, they just did such a good job on those. And for the last few months, they've been doing some really good stuff again. Last month was John Michael Montgomery, his album, which has never been pressed to vinyl. They did one of the Miranda Lamberts that's never been pressed to vinyl. Patsy Cline. Let's see. So, I mean, they've been doing some killer stuff. And it's all sounded good. And this month, or this last month, so I guess was it the July records of the month? Was probably one of the three most important country albums of all time, and I would put in my personal top three best country albums of all time. But then they also had on the hip hop track, which it's also been hit or miss. They've done some real classics, some really fantastic albums, but they put out a bunch of stuff that most people wouldn't care about. They did one of my three favorite all time albums. And then on the is it the classics track? Whatever the other Vinyl Me Please track is, they did a favorite of mine too. So this is the first time I've added on two of the other records of the month. And man, they all came out fantastic. And I just wanted to go over them. I've already listened to them. They all sound great. Sorry about that. They all sound great. But start with Gravediggaz. This is an album, if you've ever watched the foil cover, I really like. This was originally a white cover with the same picture on it. I really like that they did the whole thing in foil. Came out really nice. You got the inner there, the back cover. Like I said, this is probably my second all-time favorite hip-hop album behind Bizarre Ride from the Far Side, and right there with Liquid Swords, and Southern Playalistic. I mean, this is just a fantastic album. I was hooked from the first time was it Demon Night? The Demon Night soundtrack came out a little bit before this. In the closing, or no, I'm sorry. In one of the scenes with Jada Pinkett Smith, 1-800-Suicide is playing in the background, and as soon as I heard that, I had to find out what it was. Bought the soundtrack. As soon as this album came out, I bought it, and it's been one of my favorites since. I would say since this came out in, oh man, I don't even remember. Does it say on the back? Had to be like 95. Let's see. I want to say it was 95. It may have been before that, though. I don't see anywhere on here. Do I have it? Oh, I have it right here. Actually, it's probably before that now that I think about it. 94. When this came out in 1994, I loved it. I have played this at least once every couple months since then, and that's not an exaggeration. This album comes out all the time. Really nice splatter vinyl. This first album from Gravediggaz is, some people called it horror rap, some people called it horrorcore rap. They were not the first person to do this. I would probably credit that to Isham, who I would also recommend checking out his first few albums if you can find them. On vinyl, they go for, I think they're his first three, like Booming Words from Hell, and then I can't remember what the two after that were called. Go for in the high, close to $1,000 on vinyl. I would love to see represses of those, but horrorcore is just that. It's pretty graphic, pretty violent. One of the songs is 1-800-SUICIDE. Just the video for that one, check that one out. And Diary of a Madman. Those two videos will tell you all you need to know about Gravediggaz. Unfortunately, they didn't stick with this sound. For the next two albums, they went more towards a traditional Wu-Tang sound, and I didn't like it at all, especially after putting out such a phenomenal debut. So you had who was it? You had RZA from Wu-Tang, you had Prince Paul, you had Fruit Quan. I can't remember where Fruit Quan was from. Unfortunately, one of the guys died. I think it was Fruit Quan that died. What's interesting about this, though, is RZA was on here. He was kind of the guy that put this together, him and Prince Paul. RZA only produces, I think, one track on here. This is all Prince Paul. If you're not familiar with Prince Paul, he did a lot of the De La Soul stuff. He's a master producer. Highly recommend this one, though. Original copies, it was never released officially like this. The original copies come in the black plain folders with just a sticker across it that says Gravediggaz. Unfortunately, I had just bought. I think I have it put away. I've wanted this on vinyl for years, and I finally gave up and bought the bootleg, which sounds really good. This doesn't sound a whole lot better than the bootleg does, but I got the bootleg like a month before they announced they were releasing this. I was so pissed off. Really happy to finally have this, though. They did a great job. Sorry, with the book on this one. I haven't read through the story that they have in here. I already know the story of the band and how it was formed and all that stuff. But really nice job. This one was done by lacquers were cut by Cicely Ballston. She's done a couple of their album of the Vinyl Me Pleases. She did the RZA's debut album a few months ago. She's a younger mastering technician, so I think she did a really good job on this. It's a little bit bassy. But other than that, it sounds fantastic. Again, killer job all around on this one. Next up, again, one of the, probably, like I said, one of the three most important albums in country music. One of my probably two or three favorite albums, country music albums of all time. We've got Honky Tonk Heroes from Waylon Jennings. It was funny. So myself and Billy Hurst, actually, funny enough, I'm wearing a Riverbend's record shirt here. Myself and Billy Hurst started talking right away when they announced that they were doing the country music track, and there were a couple of albums that we both said that we wanted to see, and right at the top of our list was this one. So I do have an original pressing of this. I have a Fat Possum did a reissue in like 2010, 2011. It's okay. This one sounds better than both. Again, fantastic job here. I love that they did the old school. I don't know if you'd consider if this is a tip-on jacket or what you would call it, but a glue-on jacket. So it's got the front is glossy and the back is paper, a piece of paper glued onto the cardboard, just like the old country music albums were. All the country music albums from the 50s, 60s, and into the 70s were like this, and they just did a great job making it look just like it would have looked when it was released. I should have pulled out the original so you could see it. Obviously, it's a little glossier, the picture. They did a great write-up on the album as well. I wish they would have spent more time talking about Billy Joe Shaver, who actually wrote almost every song on this album. Let me see. Do I have it right here? Yeah. Here is the actual album. I don't quite get the color that they chose either for this one. I think they should have done like a more of a tan, or maybe a tan and black mix to match the color. But, you know, it is what it is. It sounds fantastic. These could sound a little bit better. I'm curious to see what happens, because Vinyl Me Please is building their own pressing plant right now. Right now they're using GZ. GZ does a really good job, but GZ is also very inconsistent. You know, you'll get 5 or 6 albums that they've pressed that sound fantastic, and then you'll get one that's badly warped. All of the GZ, all of these I had to clean multiple times. GZ has their records end up real staticky and having a lot of stuff stuck to them. That just seems to be a really consistent thing that I've seen from GZ. So I look forward to the guy that built the QRP plant has been hired by Vinyl Me Please, and he's the one putting together the Vinyl Me Please record plant. So I'm looking to forward to seeing some really nice quality records coming from them really soon. Not that these aren't, like I said, these all sound fantastic. They're all worth having in your collection. They did a good job on all of them. That was just the one. There are a couple spots where it's a little noisier than it should be, and I had to clean them multiple times to get rid of that. So once that was done, it was good though. This one was done by Ryan Smith at Sterling Sound. Again, did a fantastic job on it. Sounds amazing. And then the third one I did is again one of my all-time favorite bands, Thin Lizzy, Jailbreak. Again, they did the silver foil. I mean, it looks fantastic. And then it's got the little cutout, the die cut window with the booklet. And they also, as they do with this track, it comes with the artwork. So you've got the artwork, a black and white copy of the artwork from the insert, which is original artwork from the 70s. You can see right there. And again, it sounds fantastic. This one was done. Who was this one done by? Oh, let's see. I got it right here somewhere. Kevin Gray, sorry. So Kevin Gray did this one at Coherent. Again, he did a fantastic job. I love the look with the silver. This one is on... Where'd the record go? I wish they would have done a Vertigo swirl. I know it didn't come with one. I know it came with the spaceship logo, and that's what they used. I think it would have been cool to have the Vertigo swirl on this. And you guys can correct me. I don't think this was ever released with a Vertigo swirl. I think it was always a spaceship label, but still. I really like the color of this one. This one actually goes with the album cover with the fire in the background. Again, just one of the all-time great albums here. I mean, Jailbreak is the biggest hit off here, but Cowboy Song is one of my favorite songs from Thin Lizzy, and Emerald. Just those 3 songs alone make it worth having this album. I have multiple copies. This is the best sounding copy of the ones that I have. I have an original US pressing, I have a UK pressing, and I have a Japanese pressing of this one. Actually, my US pressing is the closest, and that's mainly because it's a promo copy, a white label promo. So it's usually those are the earliest pressings. But killer month, and actually next month, I don't remember. Let's see if I can pull it. Next month, I did the same thing. This is 2 months in a row where I've ordered multiple tracks. So let's see if it says it for next month. I'm not seeing it. But next month is pretty much the same thing. Let's see if it's under my account. Maybe it's because I'm not signed in. But man, regardless, they're moving in the right direction. They're releasing more and more limited run stuff that's been really cool too. Stuff that's not part of the subscription, but you get a discount as a member. Let's see. It should have the September records in here. Give me a sec. Oh, they got some news about the pressing plant here. Let's see. Opening in Denver this. Oh, so their new pressing plant is supposed to open this year. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and mess around and try to find the records of the month, but I did the next month. The country release and the hip hop release are both really good and ones that I really wanted in the collection. So, again, they're moving in the right direction. Like I said, I stopped using them. They were doing a lot more for their essentials collection. They were doing a lot more stuff that I didn't think was very essential. Even their hip hop would go back and forth. They would do a really good classic album, and then they would do something by Future or somebody else that was more popular in the moment. Not really something I would consider a classic must-have album. But they have been putting out some really good stuff. They've done 3 of the Outkast albums. They all sound fantastic. They did one of the Redman. I would love to see more Redman albums. But they seem to be making some better choices, in my opinion. Like I said, every once in a while, they'll throw something in. And I have a feeling the labels have something to do with that, like that Doug Sam. I don't know anybody that considered that a classic album. That's an album that everybody... pretty much everybody I saw online complained about. I'm wondering if for us to give you rights to this, and this, you need to press this Doug Sam or you need to press this Sam Hunt, because neither of those are classic must-have country albums. Anyway, my 2 cents. Definitely worth checking out or grabbing. That's pretty much it, guys. I wasn't planning on doing this video. This is one where I just spun these today, and they all sounded fantastic. I wanted to throw together a quick video about it. I've got some other stuff coming up. I got a couple of really big grails in, including my number 1 grail. It's been my number 1 grail for the last 5 years. I've been trying to get a nice copy, and I finally did, so that'll be coming up soon as well. So see you guys soon. I hope everybody's good. Stay safe, and later.